Welcome, Club Porteño members. Thank you for joining this yoga class. My name is Vero. I'm a yoga instructor and Akashic healer, among other things. The idea of this class is to introduce you in the yoga path in the way that I experience it, which is one way to connect with our inner self through the practice of asanas, the poses we build with our body, and pranayama, the science of the breath, placing us in harmony with ourselves, with the others, with nature and universe. From the very first class we reach this physical body, the organic body and the mental body, and that's the wonder in yoga. The first benefit we have is on the physical body. We reach a good health, we get rid of those minor pains, we act on those little human problems that became big, like high stress, anxiety, irritability, insomnia, etc. Those cases are solved with a regular and rational practice of yoga. And let's go back to something I said in the beginning, that was why we need a connection with our inner selves. And I think that this is the moment in life to answer that question. There is no absolute answer, only perspectives. But to undertake the path is where you can get answers. Many times I see like a picture of a bee to the honeycomb, and it's like once you take the path, once you begin this path, you already feel a magnetism towards it. And what is an absolute answer is that we access to the intelligence of the heart. It's not an emotion, it's a state of consciousness. It's in this land where we conquest our inner freedom. It's in this land where we can get genuine answers. It's in this land where we can get or take genuine choices. Joy in life is where it takes over. Okay, let's finish this, what we can call the Jnana Yoga. The Jnana Yoga is the yoga of the knowledge. And start the practice itself is where we're going to build asanas, the yoga poses, and pranayama, a little pranayama, the first base of the breath. After our Jnana Yoga, a thought came to me that said, we can produce very nice words with our mouth, but without action they become nothing and they go back to the emptiness. So let's begin our practice. The things we're going to need are one sticky mat that helps us to avoid slithering on the floor, a chair, any chair you have at home, and a pillow, this is a bolster, and or a blanket. The only thing we need is a firm base, not fluffy, okay? So, sit down, find a comfortable position, and I'm going to explain the asanas like a mirror. So this is your right and this is your left. So, bend the right knee and place the right heel under the left knee. And then bend your left knee and place the left heel under the right knee. Sit straight, lift both sides of your torso, the chest lifted, and the head aligned. And then uncross and switch. the same way to the other side. Usually we sit down on the flesh of the buttocks and the body rests there. So let's try to find our sit bones from the inside. And then try to level your weight from those bones. You can close your eyes or leave it open. If you leave your eyes open, make a soft gaze. So allow your breath to move freely on the full length of your torso, without bloating the belly. And with an exhalation, soften and release the weight of your organs down, feeling the navel draw slightly inward. Inhale and exhale naturally. Release your face, release your tongue, release your eyes, release your throat. And then travel to your heart. Observe your heart beating. The compass between the breathing and the heartbeats. And bring something that you feel gratitude in your life. And once you have that image, that word, that person, that perhaps draw a smile on your face. And then little by little, open your eyes. We extend the legs again. Here we are to begin the action in the practice. Okay. Let's move our element, putting in one side. And right now we are going to make something to release our spine. I'm going to show you very fast what it's about, and then we do it together, okay? So we lay down on the floor. The arms could be in cross or 45 degrees, but we need both legs straight and one heel on the big toe. And then inhale and start to twist to one side and the other. And then we switch one side and the other. Then, after that, we place the sole of one's feet and then twist to one side and the other, opening the hip and close it. Then we switch. And then the last one, bring your knees to the belly and then to one side and the other. And then we rest. So, the only thing we need is that you need to move freely and to flow in the pose. That's one of the rules in this pose. The ones who have any problems on your spine, I suggest to stay on one side and the other. We're going to repeat 10 times in each side. Let's do it all together. Yes. So, lay down. Open arms, straight legs, and place one heel in the toes, in the tip toes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. 1, 2, you go on, remember to go to flow on the pose. It's not necessary to make it fast. You can do it slowly, and then we go back to the center. Align yourself in the mat, but because perhaps you're going to walk on the mat. So the next one, place one foot on the tight. Try not to go to the shin, the tight, and then one side, open your hip, close the hip, open. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember to breathe in out. Don't hold the breath during the pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go back, align yourself, and bring the knees to the belly. I wait for you if you are going slower than me. Remember not to hurry, find your own rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once you're in the center, release your feet. Inhale and exhale naturally. And then when you lift your body, make it roll to one side, release your head, and not hurry to lift. Let's continue the practice with a different scenario, because with standing poses the previous back wasn't so good. Okay. We're going to build Tadasana, the mountain pose. In this pose I'm going to stop in many details, because they replicate in other poses and has within it some seeds for more advanced poses. So let's stand up straight in the middle of the mat. Try to keep in contact the heels, ankles and big toes. Shins and femur line, lift your knees and press thighs back. The spine straight, chest lifted, and the head and neck aligned. Gaze to the front, and inhale and exhale. In this pose, Tadasana, we learn how to have a whole body overview to feel its existence and closeness. And from this pose, let's build Urdhva Hastasana, the hands pose upward. So arms up, align arms with ears, face palms, and keeping the elbows straight, put the palms to the front. And then shoulder blades backward and in and down. And then face palms again. Inhale and low. Exhale. There's a physics principle that says for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So in this pose, if you want something to go up, connect with the energy that is going down. So let's practice that action in the following pose, Urdhva Padangusthasana. So interlock fingers and remember which index is first. From here, invert palms, arms up, align with ears, and keep the palms opening palms towards ceiling as much as you can. Open armpits and check where is your pelvis. And try to align the pelvis with the torso. Try to resist with the thighs back. Inhale, exhale, low. And then we switch the interlock. From here, we switch to the other index. And we repeat the same actions. Invert palms, arms up, align with ears, palms towards ceiling. And try to keep what we have learned in Tadasana in the mountain pose. Align the whole body. And we low. Let's build the path to Dita Trikonasana, the extended triangle pose. We are going to need just a chair for this pose. Any chair you have at home, it's okay. And place it on one side of the mat. I'm going to show you fast, very alone, and then we do it together. Okay, let's stand up in the middle of the mat, in Tadasana, and separate around 1 meter each feet. Toes pointing forward. Lift knees at back, raise your chest, and the torso align. Extend your arms and try to level the arms and shoulder blades inward. Elbows straight, fingers extended, palms down. Gaze to the front. And level weights in left foot and the right foot. Level weights in the soles, level weights in the heels. Don't forget to lift your knees. Keep your chest lifted. Inhale, exhale, go back to the center. And let's go to the second part of the pose. Separate feet, again, toes pointing forward, and rotate to the right leg, around 90 degrees. Align the thigh, the knee, the shin and the ankle. Bring your hands to your waist. Try to resist and keep the torso straight ahead, aligning the head, the neck, the chest, and navel. And extend to your right the torso. Elbow bended. And then roll the waist towards ceiling, turn up your head. And then lift your torso, go back to the center, feet parallel, go back to Tadasana. And let's build it to the other side. Okay, let's go to the middle of the mat. Separate legs, toes pointing forward. And now rotate to your right, the right leg. Align tight knees, shins, and ankles. Bring the hands to your waist. And that action of resisting the torso straight ahead, aligned in the center of your body, the head, the neck, chest, navel. And then extend the torso to the left. In this pose, we learn how to bend the torso extended, rolling the torso towards ceiling, aligning arms and legs. And then go back to the center. Feet parallel, Tadasana. In the whole pose, we try, or I take for granted, that we align the shins and the femurs. When we can achieve that, is because the main muscles that support those bones are properly placed. And this allows to support the whole structure with a minimum effort. And is that what I can call like energy ecology. Okay, let's go to Tadasana once again. We're going to prepare Parasvottanasana, the intense side stretch. We keep the same chair, we stand up in front of it, and left step back. Try to avoid crossing legs to ensure balance and to make space in the pelvis. What I mean is this: instead of crossing legs, keep each foot in each line. Yeah? So from here, left step back. The back foot around 45 degrees and the front foot. Aligning thighs, the kneecap lifted, shins and ankles in one line. And level weights. In the front foot, check the weight in internal and external. The back foot, level internal and external weight. And share weight with the back. Level your groins. And bend the torso forward, place hands in the chair. Level the groins again. Extend the spine. And then raise torso, feet parallel, and go back to the mountain pose. And let's do it to the other side. And now, right step back, avoid crossing legs, and check the front foot, the front leg, you align the thighs, kneecap lifted, the shins, extend the leg, and the back foot around 45 degrees, align the leg, and level weights in the front foot, internal and external foot, level weights in internal and external foot, back foot, and share weight with the back. Level your groins and bend torso forward. Place on the chair. Don't hold the breath. Breath normally. Focus on the pose instead of breath. Because when the asana is correct, the breath is correct and flow. Raise your torso, feet parallel, and we go back to Tadasana. Prasarita Padottanasana. We use our chair and we place it in front of us. Separate your legs more than 1 meter, because the name of the pose is called a wide leg forward bend. Feet pointing forward, the same with knees. Extend trunk and bend forward from your hip, stretching spine. Hands in the chair, I'm going to move you over. And now extend your trunk, raise your chest, lengthen neck, head up and look up. Release that extension, arms bended. We practice the following. Press with the external feet and feel the impact of this action in different parts of the body. And then release your head in your forearms. I'm going to raise my head so I can speak to you, but you keep there. And now loose your trunk forward from your buttocks, aligning your legs. And then move away your front ribs from your groins. Inhale and exhale, breath normally. Now inhale, exhale, raise your torso. And then step to the center and go back to Tadasana. If Tadasana
is the base for standing poses. The pose we are going to build right now, Dandasana, is the base for sitting poses. So let's remove our chair. And sit on the floor. Legs together and extended. And be aware of your sit bones. You are sitting down on the edge of the sit bones. Toes pointing towards the ceiling. And if you feel that your torso is leaning back, it may be because tight hamstrings are driving the sit bones towards the knees and the back of the pelvis towards the floor. If that's the case, let's use one blanket. Folded blanket, firm blanket, or a bolster, or two blankets, or 3 blankets, until you feel that you are sitting down on the edge of the sit bones, until you feel that you can extend your legs. When you are there, try to level the weight on your sit bones, on your buttocks, and try to bring the thighs muscles and the calves muscles touching the floor, or at least on that direction. Draw the inner groins towards the sacrum. And keep your palms by the side of the hips. The fingers pointing forward and the elbows back. Sit straight and lengthen the front torso. Think of an energy streaming upward from the boobies to the sternum and down the back from the shoulders to the tailbone. Gaze forward. And imagine your spine as the stick of your torso, rooted firmly in the earth, the support of all you do. And now extend your arms farther up by stretching from your armpits. And learn how to do this action without losing the concavity in the sacrum. Open diaphragm. And now arms extended forward. Hold your big toes. Or you can use a blanket, or you can use a belt. Or go back to the big toes. Try to move your spine inward, dorsal spine inward, the chest lifted, lengthen neck, head up, and the legs straight. Inhale and release. We are going to build this Viparita Karani. We are entering to the final part of the class. We do this restorative pose, and after this, the final relaxation. So we're going to need a blanket, or the folded blanket, or if you have 2 blankets, or a bolster. We place the chair ready. In my case, I'm going to use the blanket. I'd rather this. And I use the blanket to have something soft and warm for a restorative pose.
Sit on a bolster and lay down so that the shoulders, neck and back of your head are on the floor. The middle back and lower back rest on the bolster, and be aware to keep your legs open. You can get this by sliding slightly towards the chair. Keep the lower legs on the chair, and the knees are bent at a right angle. Spread the arms out to the sides and release them. Broaden the chest. Broaden the shoulders and roll them back. Close your eyes and remain calm. Breath with a slightly prolonged exhalation so that the stomach releases towards the spine. And during inhalations, expand the chest to the sides. Start to bring yourself back. Open your eyes. Roll to one side, and when you decide, you lift yourself and remove the props to prepare yourself for your final relaxation. Sit on the mat in Dandasana. Broaden and flatten the buttocks. Lay down on the back in such a way that the spine remains in one straight line. We practice the path to final relaxation, Shavasana, that implies a corpse. In my personal experience, in Shavasana we seek a state where we are not looking for anything. We flow with what the universe brings us. When we constantly wish or seek for something, we break our balance. We drive away from gratitude. We drive away from the present, and we enhance the sufferings. In Shavasana, as we are focused on letting go, on being, we balance between that attribute from the illuminated people and the attribute of being alert that we bring from the everyday life. And what I mean is, we balance our vibration levels. We are so fluctuating that we always are up and down. So let's dive in Shavasana to let our inner self greet us. So bend both legs, lift the hips, and with both hands elongate skin and flesh of the outer hips muscles towards the feet, lengthening them away from the rest of the trunk. And then take off the palms and keep the arms by the side of the trunk. Straighten each leg one by one slowly, in such a way that both legs are straightened. Roll out the thighs from the inner side, and the heels get slightly separated. Keep the center of the perineum, the navel, sternum, the neck, and head in one straight line. Bring both arms by the side of your torso, allowing space in your armpits. And elongate the inner arms towards the little finger. And rest the center of the wrists, palms, and knuckles on the floor. Broaden your chest. And release the arms and legs to the ground. Lower the upper eyelids onto the lower eyelids and let them touch gently, like two petals. Relax the lower jaws. Rest the tongue passively on the floor of the mouth. Breathe normally. Consciously observe and feel the breath. As you breathe in, fill both lungs evenly. Feel the expansion of the chest upward and outward as it happens in normal course of breathing. Breath out quietly, releasing the diaphragm evenly. Don't put any pressure, just let it be. Watch how the normal breath finds their own channel and space. The place of intellect is in the brain, while the place of mind is in the heart. One aspect will affect the other. One needs to reach consciously in those areas in order to relax, pacify, and quieten them. So, relax the muscles and loosen the skin. The pores of the skin automatically narrow down and the nerve fibers beneath get rested. Release what remains to be released. Inhale and exhale. Take your personal time to bring yourself back. No hurry. Just remember, when you decide to lift, turn to one side and rest there for a while, and slowly get up. Thanks so much for each of you. Namaste.